These pyrotechnic rockets, photographed during the victory celebrations in London in 1946, represented to the vast majority of people in this country the meaning of the word rocket prior to the outbreak of war in 1939. But the results of German rocket development work, which became apparent towards the end of the war, showed that in some aspects of rocket technology they had forged right ahead of every other country. Yet in 1918, the Germans were no further forward in this subject than anyone else. How then did this apparently sudden advance come about during the period between the wars? How far had they gone by 1945? This film is intended to give some answers to these questions. To illustrate how an idea can develop from very humble beginnings, a short review of the progress of the aeroplane is shown. Few people at the turn of the century, seeing Otto Lilienthal, shown here, and other early pioneers in the study of aeronautics, would have believed that in less than 50 years the aeroplane would develop to its present state of efficiency. Here are the Wright Brothers, famous for being the first men to fly a heavier-than-air machine at Kitty Hawk Sands in 1903. And here, Bleriot, who won the distinction of being the first man to fly the English Channel, and who firmly believed, even in these early days, that the monoplane would permanently replace the biplane. These early pioneers, for the most part enthusiasts with little technical backing, were treated with much disbelief and ridicule. Yet, by their persistence, these men proved their ideas to be practical, and established the importance of the heavier-than-air machine. With the outbreak of the First World War, the need for efficient aeroplanes was soon realized, and during the war years much progress was made in the improvement of aircraft. Here are a few examples of aircraft of this period. An early British heavy bomber, the famous Gotha bomber, with an albatross under the wing. During the years of peace that followed, aircraft designers, aided by the experience gained during the war, set to work to produce more efficient machines, and we see the aeroplane developed from a mass of struts and bracing to clean aerodynamical lines. An early forebearer of the Junkers 52. The Dornier Val shows a considerable improvement over its ancestors, as does the world-famous Dornier DLX, an attempt to build a flying wing, but without success, and the design. The Heinkel 111, originally designed as a civil machine, but readily convertible into a bomber. The Douglas DC-2, elder brother of the famous Dakota, and the Focke-Wulf Condor, another of Germany's civil machines readily converted into a bomber. When the Second World War started in 1939, the aeroplane had already reached a high peak of efficiency. Some German military aircraft of this period are shown here. The Heinkel 113, an unsuccessful competitor to the Messerschmitt 109, Germany's standard single-seater fighter. The Focke-Wulf 190, an improved single-seater fighter. And the Junkers 188, a late operational aircraft used by the Germans before the advent of jet propulsion. And so, having watched the aeroplane develop from a primitive machine into an established mode of transport and a weapon of war, we now go to the rocket, our main theme, to the early